Hello and welcome. We're going to do A flat major today. A flat major has 4 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat and D flat. Now I don't know if you've done all the scales in this chapter so far, but somewhere there is an A major. A major has several sharps: F sharp, C sharp and G sharp. So 3 sharps. Yeah. Now the finger pattern for A major was 3-4-3-4 because we start on the first finger on the G string, like this. Yeah? Now, A flat major is exactly the same, except for we're going to move our first finger a semitone lower to the A flat. Yeah, so that's the same for every single major scale. Starts on the first finger. You have 3-4 and 3-4 against each other. So there's really, as I've mentioned before, not that many scales to learn. What you have to remember is that if your scale starts on the first finger and you have 2 strings available, it's going to be 3-4 against each other. It starts on the second finger. There's going to be no fingers against each other whatsoever because the semitones will be between 4 and 1, so hidden by the string changes. It starts on the third finger. Yeah. Now the semitones are always going to be between 1 and 2. And when it starts on the fourth finger or the open string, the semitones will always be between the second and the third finger. And this is a very practical example. A flat major is identical to A major, except for I just moved my hand a semitone further away from myself, played on the same strings, played the same finger pattern, and I have a completely new scale. So, now there's a couple of notes we haven't seen yet. We haven't had a look at what happens on the C and the A string, so let's have a quick run through the entire scale. So, start on C, D flat, E flat, F and G. So that's a full spread. 0-1 is a semitone, but except for that, it's a full spread. On the next note after G comes A flat, which is a low first finger. It stays there. Yeah. Now we continue with what we've seen. It's going to be 3-4 against each other on the next 2 strings. So here we go. A flat, B flat, C, D flat, low 4, E flat, low first, F, G, and back to A flat. Yeah. Now the last few notes we're going to be using is going to be, we continue that same scale to B flat, C, D flat, and we end on E flat. Yeah? So we'll only be using the highest 3 strings in the scale. We're going to have 3-4-3-4 against each other on the G and the D string, and 2 and 3 against each other on the A string. Basically that's all you have to remember. We're back to having 4 beats per note, but there's different rhythm. We have a very slow first note, 3 beats long, followed by 2 quavers. Nothing difficult about it. You have a long down bow on the first note, 2, 3, 2 quavers, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2. Yeah. Now, as you can see, first bar, if you start on a down bow at least, you end up with 2 quavers at the tip. Next bar is going to be at the heel, next bar is going to be at the tip, and so on and so on. Now what you want to pay attention to, considering the left hand isn't all that difficult, is that those quavers at the tip and at the heel are similar in sound. If you don't have any bow control whatsoever, you're going to end up with a diminuendo on a down bow. Always, because at the beginning you have all that weight hanging, but by the time you get to the tip, no weight is anymore hanging over the string, so you lose all that additional free energy. So if I don't do anything, it was a diminuendo and now I'm quiet. So I have two fluffy notes at the tip. And if I do the up bow without anticipating anything, we get a crescendo and two fairly scratchy notes at the heel. And it goes the opposite. So try to anticipate that. Yeah. On the down bow, try to think a little bit crescendo. Yeah, so start quiet at the heel. Make sure that that ring finger is in control of the bow, helps carry it together with the little finger if you want. But make sure that you don't just plonk the bow, because then it's going to be very loud. And you can't sustain that. Maybe you can, in case if you have done lots of practice on dynamics already, you probably can sustain that. But let's keep things easy. Let's start not too loud and think crescendo as we go. And then it feels like maybe mezzo forte towards the tip. And then you do two mezzo forte notes at the tip. And then we go back. Everything diminuendo. We play piano at the heel. And then we do crescendo again, two mezzo forte. Diminuendo. If you really struggle with this, be extreme. Literally start really quiet and become as loud as you can. And quiet as you can. And as loud. And learn to control that. And then when you work less hard, so less loud at the tip, less quiet at the heel, it will even out. So sometimes doing the extreme, the opposite extreme, it will help you understand how to balance things and to make everything beautiful. Anyway, so the right hand here is going to be far more interesting than the left, because the left, think A major, just a semitone lower. Yeah, here we go. We're very, very, very slow, so good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow, down bow. Crescendo. Diminuendo. Crescendo again. Semitone. Prepare low first. Semitone again. Low first again. Semitone. Prepare with 3/4. Prepare again with 3/4 against each other. So, as I said, there is firstly nothing new in the left hand. It's identical to the A major, except everything is a semitone low, but the bowing will require some concentration. And once you control it, start paying attention to relaxing your shoulders, your thumbs, all the usual. Check in the mirror whether your bowing is straight. And use your ears. Make sure that you enjoy what you hear. It's hard with scales, it sounds kind of boring, that's why we do the duo parts as well, to make it a little bit more entertaining and educational, of course. So I hope to see you there, and bye!